Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy DuckyTheGamer back again with another video. Now today, Epic Games has dropped probably one of the biggest mobile updates in recent memory, probably the biggest update since Chapter 2 has come out for mobile. And if you guys don't know what that is, or if you haven't been on today, or if you haven't seen the patch notes, Epic Games released the brand new updated heads-up display editor in the game. I've personally been talking about this for a really long time, as you guys know. Talk about it in a few videos about the multiple heads-up displays that is now in the game. We also have brand new updated icons for all the buttons. We have really awesome and new features that I'm going to be going over for you guys in today's video. And yes, just to get out of the way, this is not my setup. I'm currently recording in probably one of the jankest setups ever, currently at the beach on vacation, but I just had enough equipment to make a video for you guys, so I do apologize for the scuffed setup. You know, I at least have a mic and a face cam, and I got the gameplay. So if you guys can wait like a day or two, I'm going to be back in my setup making all the content for you guys on this brand new feature. And as always, guys, before we hop into it, if you want to help me out, support me in the Fortnite item shop. My connection is so bad, it probably won't even load, but I'd really appreciate it if you could use code Ducky in the Fortnite item shop. Is it gonna load? We'll see, boys. My ping is I'm literally testing it out. I get 800 ping on LTE. This place that I'm at doesn't have Wi-Fi, so it's a miracle this video is even happening. But anyways, guys, on to the heads-up display editor. So if you guys don't know where it is, if you click the menu icon in the top right-hand corner, and then pretty much at the bottom right-hand corner, it's gonna say Hud Layout tool. If you click that, you're going to see this brand new animation, all this stuff on your screen. It looks really overwhelming at first, and that's why I'm making this video, is because it is truly overwhelming, but we're going to work through it together. So as you guys can see, HUD Layouts, create and edit your own heads-up displays. This was the leaked image I'd been showing you guys for a long time. The multiple heads-up displays, looks like there's 6 slots now that you can actually use for your heads-up displays, which is really sick. Tap again, new modes, edit controls for combat mode, build mode, vehicle modes, and more. So before we had combat, edit, creative, and build. So it looks like there's pretty much a mode for almost everything. We have Choppa, we have the motorboat, the mounted turret, as you guys can see right there in the middle. I'm not sure how in depth they're going right there, but I guess we're gonna figure it out. Next thing, properties, customize your buttons and HUD elements. Unfortunately, super sad that Epic Games did not add opacity to the buttons. Opacity, if you guys don't know, if it were added into the game, we'd make our button either easier to see or harder to see, which pretty much every mobile shooter in the world has opacity. But now that this huge update is out, I do think now that the properties tab is in here, hopefully we can be getting the opacity slider soon. It's been something I've wanted for months, and I've told Epic Games, I've told the mobile community coordinator and stuff like that, and so they're really aware of the want for an opacity slider, but unfortunately it's not here in today's update. If you click again, new HUD toolbox, place buttons and elements, this, guys, is insane. Your heads-up display toolbox is crazy. So basically what it is you're now allowed multiple of the same buttons. As you can see, all the buttons on the bottom row of the screen have numbers beside them. The numbers besides these buttons are basically how many of them you're allowed to have on your screen at one time. I believe every button you're allowed to have 4 of the same buttons on this on your screen at one time. I'm gonna of course go through it and test it out and see what's going on, but as of right now, it looks like you're able to use up to 4 of each button. So 4 aim, 4 fire, 4 edit, 4 whatevers, just for your heads-up displays, which is going to be really sick and interesting to see what the mobile community can come up with. Click it again and we're done. So now we're free to roam the heads-up display editor, which honestly, it looks pretty similar. Oh, that's actually sick. So on the bottom left-hand corner, as you can see right now, I'm on buttons. If I go to HUD, then I'm able to go around and choose different elements of my head-up display. You have materials over here, a sprint button maybe, the kill feed. Since all these elements are already on the heads-up display, let me go ahead and click on my map. If we go to, so if I'm not clicking on anything and I click on my map, nothing really happens, which is kind of weird. So I'm actually gonna go first to HUD layouts. I want to make a new HUD layout. So see if I can figure out create new at the bottom, legacy, copy. I'm gonna go and select layout. So this is gonna be my like experimental layout. As you guys know, I'm on a phone. I normally don't crank on a phone, but because I didn't even bring my tablet, I'm not able to mess with my main HUD. So I'm gonna be making a video on that in a few days. But for now, let's just experiment with the phone HUD. So let's say I click on the jump button. What happens? I click on the jump button. Whoa, this is weird. So if I'm in the combat mode, as you can see, there's different buttons available. If I go to building mode and switch, then different buttons, creative, completely different things, chopper. So oh, okay, so basically what this means is whatever buttons you put in these modes are what's going to be on your screen when you're in combat mode or you're in building mode. Oh, so I actually just toggle that as well. So if you click the eye, you can actually see faintly in like the top right hand corner the buttons that are normally there just in building. So if I go to combat, as you guys can see, a good example is if I turn on the eye, my pyramid shows up right here, which normally obviously isn't on in the combat. So if I turn that off, it's not there. But when I go to building, my pyramid is there. So no longer are all your buttons on the screen at the same time. You pretty much have to drag what you want on your combat mode out when you're selecting it. If you want something in your building only mode, then you could drag it out. Something I'm a little confused is what if you want something in both combat and building? If I click on the jump button though, and I go to properties, it's pretty simple. As you can see, button size is just how large it appears on your screen. It's not actually the touch zone size, what they're not calling it. So the touch zone size can go from 30% to 300. That is a massive one, 300%. So 150 is probably like the medium range. Button size, as you guys know, is the scale. It's what it used to be called. It's now called the button size. And then at the bottom, you have link across mode. So I'm guessing if I click this box, that when I go back to my combat mode, my jump button will have the same stats. It'll have the same button size and the same jump size. Unfortunately, it didn't work right there. Not exactly sure why. Once again, it says experimental, so obviously they're probably, you know, it's not fully fleshed out and figured out yet. But I also want to delete a button. So that's my jump button right there. If I click on my jump button and delete it, there's nothing. It says select a widget to edit. If I click on this, then we can go to different modes and properties, stuff like that. So if I deselect a button, there's nothing there to edit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find my jump button that I just deleted, which is down here at the bottom. I'm trying to click and drag, or maybe just click it. Oh yeah, so if you click and drag, that's exactly how you get the buttons from your hotbar at the bottom up to the screen. And then of course, click the little drop down menu at the top. This is where you're able to go to the properties once again and adjust all of your settings. So if I click link across all modes, it does nothing. I have really no clue what this is. I think that there's gonna be a common theme with the heads-up display editor because things can be so advanced now. I genuinely think it's just going to take a long time for people to figure out new and advanced methods. Like, there are probably some really crazy things in the next few days or weeks they're going to come out with this new heads-up display editor, and that are pretty much going to revolutionize mobile. But until then, we're going to figure out the basics. So one thing else I want to test is the dynamic quick bar slot. So as you can see right here, I use the individual buttons. I no longer use the hotbar. I haven't been using it for a while. So if I click on one of these slots, as you can see, it says size, which is 200% out of 300%, which I'm guessing, and that is correct. If I go to slot type, you have automatic, combat, build, and as you can see, it actually changes in real time with what you're selecting. So if I do combat, it's just a gun. If I do build, it's just a build. And dynamic or automatic, it turns into both a weapon and a build, which is really nice. It makes it a lot easier for new players to understand what exactly this means. And then inventory slot, once again, it's super self-explanatory. This just dictates what slot this button is responsible for. And then disable drag and drop. If I click this, that means that I'm not going to be able to drag something out of my inventory. I think this is called like locking your button last time. I don't play this because I love dragging stuff in my inventory mid-game, and I think it's a really awesome feature. So for properties, oh, that's already on properties. So for modes is like the thing I'm the most confused about. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I understand it a little bit, but until I get on my iPad and until I'm able to really experiment with a lot of this stuff, I'm gonna be sort of curious, and I'm not gonna have the full picture just yet. I think a lot of people are the same way, where if you experiment with it and you guys mess around, I highly recommend for you guys to just mess around with this stuff. That's been the way that I've been able to learn the most, is just genuinely hopping in, messing with buttons, mess things up. You guys actually have multiple HUDs now. So if you want to mess things up, just experiment. I highly recommend making a copy of your heads-up display and then going through and then just messing around with it. Alright guys, so I just realized something I forgot to include in the video, and that is that Epic Games actually forgot something really important with this update, and that is the editing mode. So as you guys know, there's the building mode, the combat mode like I was just talking about, and I think like chopper mode, brute mode, like a bunch of different modes, but they forgot editing mode. There's actually a lot of things in this update that are wrong or broken, but tomorrow's video, I'm personally going to play test the update, tell you guys it's broken, give you guys some fixes for a lot of issues. I just want to clarify that I know that this update is not perfect, but I'm going to make an entire video tomorrow going on about that. But for now, it's a really good update. There's a lot of good stuff, so that's what today's video is focusing on. But yeah, there's no edit mode, and some other features are missing, but I'm going to touch on that tomorrow. But anyways, back to the video. So I want to do one more thing, and that's I actually want to make like a new Builder Pro copy. So if I go go here, go to Builder Pro, and then it's asking me if I want to save my current loadout. You have unsaved progress. Do you want to save your current loadout? Since it's a random old HUD, I'm going to go and click save, and then we're on to the thing. This is the Builder Pro heads-up display. So if I go to building, then these are the buttons that are available in building. If I go back to combat, these are the buttons that are available in combat. So I'm sort of getting the gist. There's still a lot of buttons that shouldn't be here. Like, what is this? I think it's like a brute shield. Yeah, it's called block. And also, I just realized the name of the buttons have changed positions. So the only way it looks like right now to see what the name of the button is that you're clicking on, if you go to properties at the top, this button apparently is called block. It's above the touch zone size. So if you go here, ADS, throw consumable, I just figured that out, or at least like consistently where you're able to find it, because it is a little bit weird. So if I delete this, it just goes back into the touch bar at the bottom, and then once again you can mess around with things here. There's a random secondary ability. Oh, secondary ability. It's not like fire or anything like that. I don't know. Oh, is this a map button? Is there a map button now? Let me see. Touch on this. Toggle map. Wow, you can toggle your map. That is actually really useless, in my opinion, but you can do it because you can literally click on the map, and that's how you open the map normally. So now you have to click a button where you can't click a button to open the map. I guess the more buttons, you know, it can't really hurt. It just might make it more confusing. So they really haven't figured out the part of like overlaying too many buttons. I have seen some really advanced editors out there trying to mess with like overlaying multiple buttons or having multiple edit buttons on the screen at the same time. It's kind of crazy right now, but for the most part, I think this is the basics. There's multiple heads-up display, which is absolutely sick. The modes is a little confusing. I understand it, but like I said, until I can get on my iPad, it can really flesh things out and test them for myself and for you guys. For right now, it just seems like whatever you click on is what button is available in that mode. If you go to building, obviously building, creative, all the creative buttons are there, choppa, or the buttons that are in your choppa. So it's going to be honestly a little bit more painful to go through and mess with each and one of these modes, but it'll be a lot more specialized, advanced, which is what they're obviously going for. But I really do like the feature of having 4 buttons of each. I guess, honestly, I thought 2 or 3 would have been fine, but 4, sure, let's go ahead and run with it. And then, yeah, the properties is pretty much the same thing. It's just actually getting to this menu is a little bit different. But other than that, that seems to be the main gist. This is honestly my first impressions going through you guys and running this down. I'm overall really impressed with what they've done. It's a complete revamp. It's honestly long overdue, but I am extremely happy with how all this has turned out. Like I said, I'm going to be making a lot of videos in the next few days and weeks on the heads-up display editor, but since this is the brand new update, and probably a lot of you guys don't even know this is in the game, I just wanted to get this video out for you guys, get it into your hands, and give you guys the knowledge that there is a brand new heads-up display editor and some of the features that come along with it, so that you guys on your own can experiment, because once again, that's going to be the best way for you guys to learn how to use this, is for you to just get your hands on the heads-up display editor and to go crazy with it. So I once again apologize for the absolute scuffed setup. This is not planned, it's not optimal, but when Epic Games drops a random awesome update and you're at the beach, I guess you're gonna go ahead and get the content. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave, I believe, exit without saving. Let's go ahead and just discard exit without saving, or back at the main menu. But that has been it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and or you learned something from it, or you guys are really excited about this. As always, if you did enjoy today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys new. But that, it's been DuckyTheGamer, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.